Welcome to the Family Fork Podcast, a show about prioritizing anti-inflammatory nutrition so that you can lose weight, have more energy, and still feed your family meals that they will love. I'm Ashley Malik, and my mission is to give you simple solutions for nutrition so that you can finally reach the health and wellness goals that you have been after. Let's get started. All right, I am curious. Do you know what weight loss, family meals, and the game of chess all have in common? It's probably more than you think. So in today's episode, we are talking all about how this podcast came to be and how the Family Fork method can actually be life-changing for you as you navigate weight loss, better overall health, and feeding your family. All right, so let's nerd out for a quick minute. The term Family Fork is actually the name of a chess move where one piece, the knight, takes out multiple pieces in a single move. That's pretty cool, right? So years ago, when I was struggling with health and weight loss issues, and I needed a holistic approach to get myself healthy and well, I really needed a single way to just tackle all of my issues at once. And it was in that season of life that I started building the foundations for the Family Fork, which became my chess move to tackle all of my issues at the same time. So let me give you a little context of where I was in life about 10 years ago. I was 55 pounds overweight. I was struggling with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, and I was definitely feeling depression and anxiety sneak in. I was a single mom at the time to my son, Jack, and I was really trying hard to juggle my career and frequent traveling. And I was really frustrated because I was gaining weight quickly. I had terrible brain fog. I was exhausted all the time. I actually even remember falling asleep in some afternoon meetings, which was terribly embarrassing. And I felt like I would look at food and I would practically gain weight. So it was really frustrating. And I don't know, maybe you've said this to yourself. I know I did in this season of life. I am doing absolutely everything, but nothing works to help me lose weight and feel better. At that moment, I was really in this point of life where I just wanted someone to tell me exactly what to do to lose weight and to feel better. But I couldn't find exactly what I needed. So I decided to start building it. The Family Fork method not only helped me lose 55 pounds, but I was able to put my Hashimoto's into remission. It gave me back my all-day energy, so no more falling asleep in afternoon meetings. And now the same concepts that I built then, today, I follow them in perimenopause, and I've recently lost another 7 pounds. So I know that this approach works while you're building a career, while you're taking care of your family, and while you are just trying to live your life. I'm a wife and a mom of two. I'm a business owner, and I'm very involved with my extended family. And this year, I even became a grandma. So my Family Fork approach to life is what really allows me to stay healthy and fit and focused. And it's the exact reason that I started this podcast, because I want to share all of my secrets with you so you can have this energetic, healthy approach to life too. So in the episodes of this podcast, we're going to talk about the different pillars of the Family Fork method. It's nutrition, fitness, and mindset. And all of these pillars really focus on reducing inflammation in the body, because when you have too much inflammation, it's really difficult to lose weight. And you will likely struggle with brain fog, joint pain, skin issues, and poor gut health. I mean, raise your hand if you struggle with bloating and falling asleep in the afternoon or not being able to make it past 7 o'clock at night. Plus, chronic inflammation or prolonged inflammation can really lead to other health issues. So if you want to feel better today and you want to avoid future health challenges, these pillars are going to help you do just that. So let's take a look at the pillars a little bit more closely. When it comes to nutrition, I fully believe that all women over the age of 35 should be eating an anti-inflammatory diet. This approach to eating really has tremendous benefits for our energy levels, balancing our hormones, and it supports our joints and our gut health. I'll talk more in a later episode about my approach to anti-inflammatory nutrition. But what I want you to know for now is that the food that you eat should be healthy and delicious, and you should never feel deprived. Plus, the way you eat today should be family friendly, because if it is, it's going to be easier to stay on track. So a lot of the women that I work with come to work with me, and they have been trying to make food for themselves, plus a separate meal for their families, and they are so frustrated. They feel like they're wasting a lot of time in the kitchen, and really they're resentful. They're resentful because they're spending extra time cooking, but they're also making food for their family, which is not something that they can necessarily eat, or they're choosing not to eat it. And when you decide to eat an anti-inflammatory diet, your family, they don't really need to eat or don't want to eat what it is that you are eating. So 10 years ago, my son Jack, who was 13 at the time, he was a growing boy and he was playing lacrosse and he was snowboarding. He was super active and he loved like big time comfort food. He wanted ribs and steak and mashed potatoes and cornbread. And that's not at all what I was eating in that stage of life to try and heal my body and to feel better. But he didn't want to eat zucchini noodles with his spaghetti sauce. And I don't blame him. I get it. So I really had to figure out a way that I could cook for both of us that still worked with my schedule and my life. So it's really essential that you use an approach that has you spending less time in the kitchen, less time with meal planning or meal prep, because I promise you, we don't have time for meal prep on the weekends, and really just less time thinking about food in general. Now, before you start thinking that anti-inflammatory diet or nutrition is just a diet of rabbit food like kale and chicken, just know, I promise you, I eat chocolate every single day. And in a week, I might have tacos and hamburgers and spaghetti. But the thing is, I've built solutions and recipes that support my eating this way while still keeping it anti-inflammatory. That's pretty cool, right? And this is what I am so excited to share with you. So when it comes to the fitness pillar, what would you say if I told you that you can say goodbye to long cardio workouts that just completely wear you out and that aren't fun anyway? Guess what? You can say goodbye to all of that. When it comes to fitness, and again, we're looking at this from an anti-inflammatory lens, it's so important to pay attention to the type of workouts that you're doing and the consistency of the workouts. So let's look at the type first. When you are looking at the type, you really need to be looking at low impact fitness and low impact workouts. So let me tell you a story and then I'll tell you why this matters. So years and years ago, it was before I got a diagnosis, I was training for a sprint triathlon, which it's just half the distance of the swim, bike, and the run as a regular triathlon. But I had the added benefit or bonus of doing it at altitude. So we were in Breckenridge, Colorado. So it was very high altitude. And in leading up to that triathlon, I was training maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. Sometimes I'd break that up throughout my day. But once I had done a heavy training session, maybe an hour, I would come home, I'd shower and get some food, and I would fall asleep. And I would fall asleep for almost 4 hours. And what I know now, when I look back at that time, is that all I was doing in the training sessions was increasing my inflammation. And it was making me tired and puffy. And I just felt heavy. And I actually gained weight in training for the triathlon. as opposed to losing weight, which you would think if I was burning all those calories, I would be losing weight, but I didn't. And so what I learned from that is that low impact fitness is so, so important when we're looking to reduce inflammation and to feel better. When you're doing low impact fitness, it's helping to lower the cortisol levels in your body. Cortisol, too much of it can really increase inflammation. Plus, if you're doing low impact, you're really protecting your joints, which is also going to keep you from adding more inflammation to your body. So what does it look like, low impact? For me, and what I recommend all the time is that it's strength training, like lifting heavy weights, and also cardio, some low impact cardio. So walking, which is my absolute favorite, swimming, which is super fun, and biking are all great options when it comes to low impact cardio. So that's kind of the what kind of workouts, but let's look at consistency. If you are trying to lose weight, feel healthy, get yourself feeling energetic, you have to move your body every day. Every day. And the older you get, the more important it is to move your body. So, as I talked about, strength training, I think, is essential. And if you have a set of dumbbells, a TV, and a library of fitness programs, you're never going to have an excuse to not work out because you can do it at home. So, as a single mom, I didn't have the luxury of going out to the gym before work and getting ready and then going into the office. I had to get my kiddo ready for breakfast and get him off to school. And so working out at home was the only way that I could get it done. And it helped me stay consistent. And so I found really great tools and resources that helped me to get amazing results at home instead of going to a gym. And I didn't have to worry about consistency because it was just in my basement. And today, now I have a 6-year-old at home, and you'll hear me talk a lot about Soraya. She'll be 6 in a couple of months. She gets to see me work out every day. She gets to see how strong her mom and women can be, especially when it comes to weightlifting. Plus, she loves to join in. So we have a lot of fun when she picks up her 2.5-pound weights and we just have a good workout. So it's really, really easy to make excuses for why you can't get your workout in. Maybe the weather's bad, or you woke up late. Maybe you were up all night with a sick kiddo. But really, this is just your brain telling you that it doesn't want to do something hard or challenging, which is your brain's job. But this is what brings me to the mindset pillar of the Family Fork method. So you're probably wondering, what does mindset have to do with inflammation? And what does it really mean anyway? So when we are chronically stressed, whether we've had a tragic life event or we just have the daily stress of life, our body really struggles to keep up. And in that time, our body is releasing cortisol, which can increase that systemic inflammation in our bodies. And as we talked about, when you have too much inflammation in your body, it's going to cause problems immediately, like in that season of life, but it's also going to trigger long-term health consequences. So for me, the secret solution here is to build a success mindset. Now, I used to think that I was a really positive and optimistic person, and that would be enough to get me through the challenges of life. And I'm still a positive and optimistic person. But when I started discovering that our thoughts and our feelings are the thing that give us the outcome, not the circumstance we're in, I started looking at my life in a completely different way. All right, now stick with me, because I know this concept can feel just a little bit woo, but I want to give you an example. So we talked about this earlier. How many times have you said, I have tried absolutely everything to lose weight, but nothing works? So when we break this down using a mindset framework, we kind of see this story with a different lens. So let's use the example of maybe you started a new low carb diet, and for the first couple of days, you were spot on. Yay, you. But by Thursday that week, you ended up having donuts at the office. Well, because it was Alice's birthday. So of course you're going to have the donuts. And then there was a scheduled happy hour with some friends on Friday where you knew you would be having cocktails and shared appetizers. So the week goes by, and on Sunday, you step on the scale and you're feeling pretty excited. And you step and look at the number and you kind of freak out because you realize you're up 2 pounds. Oh my gosh, you're so frustrated. You worked so hard that week. Why? Why didn't you lose weight? So here's what happened. Brain, in that moment, that snapshot of time, brain conveniently allowed you to forget that there were donuts and drinks and shared appetizers. And instead, it kind of led you to think, yeah, see, of course, this diet didn't work for me. Low carb doesn't work for me. But in actuality, it's how you felt about the possibility of saying no that led you to gaining 2 pounds. Let me say that again. Listen to this. It's how you felt about the possibility of saying no that led you to gaining 2 pounds. Because saying no to the donuts at work, like what would your coworkers think if you said, no, I'm not going to eat those, or if you're the only one not eating donuts? Or how about saying no to the drinks and the shared appetizers at happy hour? Because what if you are like the fun friend when you drink? This used to be me, the fun friend when you drink. What would your friends think if you said, no, I'm good. I'm going to pass on the appetizers and I'm just having soda water with lime? I mean, really, how would you feel in that moment? This is why I say it's truly about how you feel about the food that you eat and who you eat it with that ultimately drives your decision of what you eat. And at the end of the day, it's your feelings that determine whether or not you're going to lose weight or get healthy. Because it's those feelings of saying no to the donut or saying no to the drinks when you're out with friends. It's not really that it doesn't work for you. It's that our feelings led us to make some different choices that we ended up losing or gaining 2 pounds. So we'll dig into this a lot more in the episodes of this podcast because I know the mindset is the secret sauce to losing weight and getting healthy and truly living the life you want. So as you can see, the family fork is this incredible approach to life that allows you to live your best life as a busy mom who wants to feel good in your career, with your family, and in your own skin. And just like in chess, it can take some time to learn the strategy and the rules behind the game. But once you find that powerful move where you can tackle various areas of your life all at once, it is in that moment that you start achieving all of the health and wellness goals that you've previously only dreamed of. This is what's in store for you in the Family Fork podcast, and I literally cannot wait to connect with you each and every week. Thank you for listening today. I am so grateful to spend this time with you. Be sure to connect with me at ashleymalik.com, where you can explore free resources, meal plans, and more. And if you found today's episode valuable, please share it on your socials so that we can help more midlife women reach their health and wellness goals. See you next time.